Hi guys, this is Vimal, and we'll be looking at Bitcoin today. This is for the Bitcoin briefing, and I'm the lead technical analyst for the Bitcoin briefing. And I thought it was important to just clarify what's happening right now from a technical point of view. I promise not to make this too complicated. If there are any comments at the end of the video, at any point in time, feel free to make any of them, and I'll try to get back to you with any feedback that I can regarding Bitcoin USD. Now, looking at the screen right now, you guys can see that there are some trend lines that have drawn across mainly diagonal trend lines. None of them are horizontal, and I've drawn them there because they align with the fact that the price action has been respecting them so far. There is a pattern that has been built up here. You'll see that there's clear price compression. What do I mean by price compression? Essentially, it's very simple. Every higher high and lower high is smaller than the previous one. What does that mean? It means you're coming to an inflection point. If you look at it, the high that we saw on the 25th of July was $8,500 approximately. That high has not been surpassed, and you have a lower high. If you look at it from the opposite point of view, the low that we saw was in July, and that was, I'm sorry, in June, and that was on the 24th of June. That was at 5789. That low has not been broken. So what we like to call it is a potential triangle formation that's building up here. There is mainly price compression that takes place during these types of patterns. And what you can expect is a violent move once the completion of the pattern uh, or when there is a completion of the pattern. If you look at the price right now, we've actually only traded between the range of 6,830 and 6,081 in the past almost 3/4 of a month. And that's, I think, to be very precise, since the 8th of September. So it tells you that the market is uncertain. The market doesn't know which way to go. But be rest assured, should there be a break of support, which is the previous lower higher low, and on the flip side, the lower high, there would be a decent move in either direction. What do I mean? Let me clarify what I'm talking about. If you look at it right now, the previous higher low is on the 2nd of October, that is 6397. Before that, it was on the 25th of September, which was at 6316, and I'm pointing there right now. Above that, from the highest point of view, you have a lower high on the 28th of September, 6783, and before that was on the 21st of September at 6804. The first indication of a potential rally to the upside would be not only to take out the previous high, or lower high to be exact, that is at 6786, 6782 approximately. But you see this blue trend line that I've drawn here. Notice how the price action has been respecting that blue trend line. And that is from the 19th of September. We've created a pivot on 5 different occasions on that trend line. So it's like a magnet. It keeps attracting it and repelling it after that. If we were to get above the 6,786 level, where you see the previous lower high and this blue trend line exactly at that level, I would think that you would see some sort of follow through toward the 7,000 level at least. Now, why is 7,000 important? I'm going to zoom out here. The 7,000 level is important because you see this big, thick blue trend line, and you see how it's connecting the lower highs, right, from February onwards. And you see that trend line will meet at around 7,000, 7,100 approximately. So if you were to see a break right now, my bet would be that there will be sellers coming in aggressively between 7,000 and 7,100. And I would think that a prudent strategy going forward would be, if you've had the courage to take a position, is to go ahead and sell between 7,000 and 7,100 or take certain profits at those levels, because you'll still be below the previous lower high, which is on the 4th of September at 7,384. You need to break that level really to see some serious upside and a change in potential direction. Rest assured, if we were to break down for any reason, look at the orange trend line. We haven't broken that orange trend line except for one time, which was a false breakdown. And remember, it was a false breakdown on the 19th of September. Why do we say it was a false breakdown? Because we didn't have follow through the next day. It was only a 1-day event. And as a result of that, you will see that we rallied very fast and we saw a move back up to about 6,700. But any close for 2 consecutive days below the yellow trend line, and I would think that there would be some weakness setting in. You would not want to initiate positions, or you would want to cut your positions if that was the case. A trade below 6310 would confirm the thinking process that there is real weakness setting in. However, only a break, and I repeat this very, very carefully, only a break of 6100, that's 6,100 on a closing basis, will really put this downtrend into the fray. You'll really see Bitcoin then being under some severe pressure, and initiating long positions or holding on to long positions at that time would be a very dangerous endeavor. So please keep those levels in mind. 6,100 is critical. You break that and you're going to see new lows for sure, which means you will definitely, in my opinion, break below the low that you saw at 5,789 or 5,800 approximately, which was again on the 21st of September, on the 24th of September, forgive me. So that's the scenario right now. I would not recommend you going in and initiating positions because things are too uncertain to call. The price action, I think, will just hobble into, the middle of the week. You won't really see too much unless, of course, you have a big, big break above the level that I discussed. One more thing to keep in mind before we let you go. The US Senate, that's the Committee on Banking, Housing and Urban Affairs, is holding a hearing on the October 11th entitled Exploring the Cryptocurrency and Blockchain Ecosystem. Whether or not this leads to any legislation to regulate cryptocurrencies is to be seen. But keep in mind that that date could be a very, very interesting date for Bitcoin. We will clarify more tomorrow regarding the meeting and how that could affect the outcome of the trading that you see during the week. If you have any comments, please feel free to mention them in the website below and in the space below. And please don't feel shy when it comes to looking at our Facebook feeds and Instagram feeds. There's a lot of information out there, and I'll be looking forward to hearing more from you going forward.